Fix your what is this? What's happening right here with your hair right here? See that?
Because my hair does this.
Well, tuck it into the hat already.
I can't tell because we had the stupid.
That's what I'm here
thing.
for. I'm telling you that you got.
I'm getting defensive. Episode 67. That range life. Let's go over there. My good friend. There he is, Chris McEwen. There he is. This is his YouTube channel.
You should point like this way, right? Because I'm next to you.
I was trying to tell you, the royal you.
Oh,
want to start the show over? I can do it again. Okay. Anyway, this is his YouTube channel. Do it. Hey, before I even introduce myself, do Chris and me a huge favor. Please go down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell. Get the notifications. As we say every week before we started recording today, man, we have some shows in the works. We have some guests we're going to have on. As we're recording this, there's some big news with one of our friends today. That's all I'm going to say about it now, but we're going to have him on the show. Probably do an in-person show. It's going to be great.
Hopefully, yeah.
We got some barbecuing to do, which we'll probably just every time we see each other now, we record stuff. So we'll record it. And Chris, I got some things that I'm going to cook for that. Just saying. Anyway. All right. So that's Chris McEwen. I'm Bill Bush, driverangeheroes.com. Go to that website if you haven't already bookmarked it. Well, even if you have bookmarked it,
go anyways.
Let me get them clicks. Okay.
Right.
Don't forget to secondcitygolf.com. See this hat?
I know you're a better marketer than I am. I'm not wearing any swag tonight.
See this? That's a new Drive Range Heroes minimalist hat that came today.
That's a good hat right there.
Good hat. Oh, Chris, what's this over here? You ask. That Range Life backpack for our on location work.
It's great.
It's a Champion bag. It's very good. You can't see it, and I'm not going to show you.
I was going to say, this is not shown.
This is a true Linkswear t-shirt. We do not sell this, but it's a good t-shirt. Not shown and not easy to get on the camera. Maybe our next in-person show, I'll look underdressed and wear them. But the Driving Range Heroes shorts, new pickup available in secondcitygolf.com, along with the Golf Origin Stories t-shirts, which are the best on the site, except maybe the new That Range Life sketch shirts. They're pretty good. Yeah,
those are super dope.
You can also get the wares of Adam Unfiltered, the head of golfunfiltered.com. Check it out. All right. Big show today. We teased this piece of equipment last week, so it's probably not much of a surprise. But since Chris did not pick it next week, Chris, you didn't pick it next week. Last week, we're going to talk about the Cobra Radspeed Fairway Wood, King Radspeed Fairway Wood. How dare I? We're going to talk about that. And more importantly, maybe, he's back. Friend of the program, the English short game wizard, Andy Gorman's back this week for the next step in Ask Andy putting, the 10-ball putting drill, okay? We'll talk about that. Chris, there's something else we got to get to before we dive into gear talk.
Okay.
How many subscribers are we at?
I think we're at like 463 last time I checked. So we're about 47 away from a nice round, pretty number, 500.
And I feel like that 500 is a big. I'm watching Wesley Bryan today of Bryan Brothers Golf. Check them out on YouTube. It is a great channel. I love it. A lot of things that I come up with nowadays. I go, thanks. I appreciate it, George. Jittery George. Thanks for the ideas.
Right.
Great channel. These guys are, they've been around forever. They're very good. Wesley got his 100,000 subscriber plaque today. George already got his.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, they're good. They're good. And I love that he's a PGA Tour winner, Wesley Bryan Wedgley. And he's still focused on growing that YouTube channel because that came well before his PGA Tour career, and it's like he knows where he came from. I love it. So as he's getting his plaque, I'm thinking, you know what? Got to start somewhere. I need to get to this 500 just cuz. So
I'm with you, man.
What are we doing when we hit 500, Chris? I know we've talked about what are we doing?
I think we're going to give away some stuff. I think we've got some rangefinders that we can give away. Yep. I think we have some store credit for Second City Golf.
Oh, I was going to say, what store? Okay.
That we can give away. So yeah, I mean, and the contest would be open to anyone that is a current subscriber. Like we may do a thing where it's like comment or something or whatever, but like if you're subscribing, you are entered into the contest.
Here's our point. We don't know the official details of it yet, but we swear on each other's lives we will have one. I mean, it's here. We got it. It's here. One of the rangefinders.
Yeah, and I got the other one right over here. We've got some friends that maybe we can lean on a little bit, but if nothing else, I mean, we're talking about, and it's not like we're going to send you a shirt. No. We're going to give you money to use on the website to choose whatever you want. We are not going to pick it for you. You can go on your own little shopping spree on the site, as well as get yourself some nice little golf on-course equipment.
I'm going to say this. If we do this and you win and you use that credit, not for one of our brands and for Adam Unfiltered, you better make sure he knows it. All right.
Right.
Then you tell him, hey, that range life guys say you're welcome. Okay.
Right. I mean, you need to let us know so I can take the 75-cent profit from the product and put it towards the channel, because that's only fair.
Right. Exactly. I mean, guys, we do this for you. How else are we going to get more things to give away?
Right.
If we can't keep the lights on for the channel and pay Chris's.
Do you think these LEDs are free? Yeah, right. You think those LEDs are free back there?
Thanks for reminding me. Got ready for this show in advance because I think you had to do a interview with it for your other show.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, we've got. So listen, here's what we'll do next week. Next week's episode, because I would imagine we've been averaging
maybe not next week or the week after.
Right. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Let's do it this way. When we get to 475. We will release the full scope of prizes.
I'm in
for the 500 celebration.
And we think we'll know how the rules are going to work by that. That might be too much. And here's the other thing I'm going to say, and we've already done the groundwork for this. You think 500 is going to be good? You got to get us there. We got to get to 500 because
oh boy,
you do not know what's coming with 1,000 subscribers, and the groundwork's laid.
We have an agreement. We have an agreement in principle for a pretty significant and major giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. So
potentially just getting started.
It's true. That's actually very true.
And there's no reason you can't win twice. So get us to 500, get in that contest when we have it, and we're well on our way to 1,000. And that's all I can say.
It's true.
All right, Chris, we've done a lot of preamble to episode 67. What do you say we dive into some gear talk?
Let's go.
Gear talk this week, the Cobra King Radspeed Fairway wood. I don't know if I sent you the pictures yet. I will get those to you after we're done recording.
I don't have those yet. No.
But I don't have it in hand, and I alluded to this last week because when you're friends with other golfers, things get passed around, and next thing you know, you're having beers with someone, you're getting food, who knows what, because they owe you one or something. Just one way or another, the gear tends to walk around and make its way. And I think it's with my I don't know if you're a buddy. Have you ever played with Rando? The Rivs?
No, I have. No, I have played with Rando. I have. Is that who has it right now?
Chris says, first off, before you even answer that question, it was the dumbest thing I've ever asked you. I played with Rando when you played with Rando.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, when we played together, we also played with Rando. So yes, I have played with Rando. I knew he had tested it, but I did not know that's where it currently resided. You may never see that fairway wood again.
I think it is. I don't know. I do know I tried like hell to be like, I'm interested in that like 30-year-old TaylorMade super burner that's beat to shit in his regular flex.
In his bag.
Yeah, if you remember when I hit like a 297 yard 3-wood into the wind at Lasonia with that thing and thought there'll never be a better 3-wood. I'm going to be clear with you right now. That result would not repeat itself today. But yeah, so I think that's last I heard. So I don't have it, but a lot of people excited to borrow this one from me and get their hands on it. Last year's Speed Zone hybrid fairway drive. I gamed the driver, as you well know. The fairway wood was fantastic as well, and the hybrid was very, very good. So coming into this year, knowing how I felt about Speed Zone, a lot of my associates have been very curious what I was going to think about all this stuff, and a lot of people were unsurprised I was impressed by the driver. But the fairway wood's the one people, for whatever reason, people seem to really want to know. I'm gonna shock you. It's really good.
Is it really good? Yeah, I actually heard some feedback around that. I think the J-Riv sent me some messages regarding that fairway wood.
I would tell you, it's a lot like the driver in the sense of, I think they're making gear for Bryson now, and Bryson swings harder, faster. In fact, so much so they even had to make a special version of the driver, so that it's a little more solid. But it uses a lot of the same technology. And when I say it's a little more solid, it's a little more solid than the Speed Zone stuff. In a lot of ways, I do think they're somewhat similar, but they're also very different. It does feel firmer. It's a little more metallic. I would put it that way. Has the same
in what sense?
Sound and feel.
Okay.
Like, you're more of the, like, less wood bat, more of that little ting at impact.
Right. Okay.
But it has the same radial weighting the driver has, and that concept was, wasn't it? It was a little based in center of gravity, but it's supposed to give the head better balance, improving the MOI, keeping the ball straighter, more controlled. But they went for the ultimate in metal woods, that easy, low spin, medium trajectory fairway wood. Or in this case, there's 4 different versions of this fairway wood, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this, so I had just the standard version, right? Most of CG is toward the back, but they still put enough weight forward, low and behind the face, to keep the spin down and to not make it a giant balloon on you. But that heavier weight in the back is still going to get the ball launching up in the air for you. So you won't feel like, man, I'm just hitting low worms all the time. You get a nice penetrating. I had like a nice penetrating mid-flight. I wasn't hitting balloons, but the bigger thing wasn't so much like I was hitting it really high in the air. For the record, if you know how to do it, you can easily hit it high in the air too. It's not so much, in my opinion, when they design clubs like this, being able to hit it really high. It's being able to get it in the air and launching, so you hit a good shot easily. And that's what I thought about this thing. It was easy to launch the ball. It was easy to hit long. I mean, just long. And a lot of people, they might want their 3-wood to come down a little softer for going for par 5s and 2. I think you can do it with this, but you have to be conscious of how it works, how to play it, because next thing you know, you could be rolling through greens fairly easily. Like, okay, I'm only carrying it 250, but normally you carry your fairway wood, your 3-wood, whatever, right? Roughly 250 yards, and you get like 10 yards a roll.
Yeah.
You might start finding you're hitting it 250 yards, 255 yards, but you're getting like 15 to 20 yards a roll. So you have to get those distances dialed in, but you also have to know what shot you want to hit when and play the right shot. So once I got used to that, it wasn't a problem. I could hit it higher, come down softer, or if I'm hitting it off of a tee, I can hit it straight with decent launch and get those extra few yards out of the fairway I might not otherwise get.
Got it.
So with that radial weighting, they did the whole, like, the difference in spacing, right? So the weight in the front and the weight in the back are a little further apart, which gives it a more extreme impact, meaning your MOI is going to be better.
Right.
Your launch, in theory, should be more like I keep saying easier,
Right.
but you're the different things it's supposed to do. You're going to see more variance in them than you would when they're like, packed right next to each other. And it's like, what's the point? So I really don't have a ton to say about it other than it feels good. It is solid. And it is a missile launcher, absolute missile launcher. If that's what you're looking for in a fairway wood, just got to check it out. I'm going to flip over because I don't have them all memorized.
Can I ask, so is this I don't know, I've never asked a question like this necessarily, but is this more of would you say because of the flight, because of the rollout, or, the roll on the, once it lands on the ground, is this more often to be probably used off the tee than a fairway?
I think it depends on who you are, how you hit a fairway wood, and what your game's like. And by the way, I just thought of like 6 things I left out of this that are worth talking about. If you aren't familiar with Cobra fairway woods, I'm realizing as I'm talking about it, I've played Cobra fairway woods plenty. I've covered them. So like, oh yeah, the T rails in the bottom, the split rails, everybody knows about those. Maybe not. Infinity Face has been in these clubs for a while. Everyone knows about that. Maybe they don't. So we can come back to that. To answer your question, I'm gonna pull it up here just to get it accurate. There are 4 different fairway woods in the Radspeed family. I mean, that's a lot.
Okay. That is a lot. Yeah.
I think, in the modern era, everybody's coming to grips with if they make 1 or 2 clubs, not everybody is the same club design for Rory. Right. Or in this case, Bryson, is not for you. It's not for me. Also, but we're okay. We're okay players. The same club designed for you and me is not for our 36-year-old counterpart who just likes to play the game and is trying to get better. They have different needs. Mm-hmm. And actually, during the PGA show, talking about the new Radspeed stuff, they pointed out like a lot of even their pros are going, I'll hit a draw bias driver. It just makes my life way easier. Right. I just have to kind of swing as hard as I can at it, and I'm hitting it straight. It's fine. So that said, if they can do it, they try to make something to fit different areas of the market. So this one I would say is very like, you could tell me, no, low handicapper just likes the flight and likes the how they can maximize it, and it's still fairly neutral. It's a neutral plane fairway wood. I would tell you it's got a medium, compact to largish, just very medium profile. It's not the smallest head you've ever seen. It's not the biggest. It's not super round. It's round, like roundish, pearish, if you know what I mean, in shape. Yeah. You real big golf nerds, you love your pear head fairway woods. So do I. So it's got a good traditional shape. It's very traditional, modern fairway wood looking, and there are like a lot of good players do like a bigger head, not the little tiny guys. Chris, maybe you do want that little tiny guy. Maybe you're really good with a fairway wood. You love to shape shots. You hit low ones. You hit high ones. You want all of it, but you don't want any spin in the thing. Don't worry. They offer the Radspeed Tour fairway.
Okay.
That's the likes that like Ricky Fowler usually plays that, but it's a smaller head. It is for that low piercing, penetrating shot, but you're a good enough player. You can get it up in the air if you want to. All the shaping. It's not going to be super forgiving, but they have that option. Then they have, similarly, you want fast ball speed and that mid-low flight and spin. Well, they also have the Radspeed Big Tour fairway wood. So, like I was just saying about what I think of the regular Radspeed fairway wood we're talking about, this is supposed to fit that profile too. So, like, maybe this one with the center of gravity back in the head is just too much for you. It is too spinny. It's too much launch. This one will give you that option to keep it lower, spin less. And hey, but it's got a deeper face. By all means, go ahead and hit it. I'm impressed you're good enough to play that fairway wood and reap the benefits of it. Fine. Last but not least, they have the Draw fairway wood. I'm going to punch my mic for emphasis.
So wait, just real quick. You have Cobra Radspeed fairway wood.
Yep.
Then you have Tour.
Yep.
Then you have, what was the next one?
Big Tour.
Big Tour. And now you have Draw.
And the Draw is going to be for the most forgiving one. The player who's like, God, I can't just slice my fairway wood like crazy. Need a little help getting it in the air. keeping it straight. The mid spin is going to be not so much about holding greens as much as it is about keeping it back to the middle, gear effect kind of stuff,
Sure.
but holding it in the air for you too. So
Okay.
it's supposed to be mid spin. I haven't tested it, but generally these days everybody's getting pretty good at making these fairway woods the way they say they perform on paper. So
yeah,
I know a lot of people that would benefit from offset in a fairway wood. It's worth exploring that option if that's you. Like I said, very traditional shape, I think, but still on the bigger side. So you have 4 options. Figure out what's right for your game. Chances are, I would tell you the Radspeed and the Big Tour in a lot of ways could feel similar, but they're going to notice that difference in the center of gravity. They are going to have different feels to you. And like I always say with the stuff, it's hard to buy them blindly. You're looking at 4 different clubs. Go hit them. Try them out. I don't think it's hard to look at this and go, well, this is what if I'm honest with myself, what I need for my game. And go to test those ones. But it's worth, if you're on the fence, whatever, it's worth testing. Real quick to know, Infinity Face is back. Have we ever talked about the Infinity Face at length? I think this is a neat thing that doesn't
there are new members of the audience every day. So
this was a design Cobra started working with. And I guess it's like one of those things I knew, but I never appreciated when they would make metal woods back in the day, or some still do. They would take the faces and then weld them or braze them, connect them to the club head. And they would roll the face before they attached it on a polishing wheel, like to buff it out, make it smooth and get it to spec. But that made the face inconsistent across, as you might have thin spots, make the club illegal, might be too thick, but it's basically prone to human error, right? It's natural. But this Infinity Face, it's totally milled, CNC milled, ran by a computer, exactly where they want it on the tolerances, exactly where they need it to be, this thickness or that thickness, make that thing as hot as possible without being illegal. So then they make that face by computer and it has no human error, and it's a more consistent, arguably forgiving club depending on the design. And that's probably one of the major reasons it's a missile launcher.
I really love, before we end this segment, I love the trend to where more of the major OEMs are making things a little more like there's an option for guys like me, basically, is what it comes down to, where there's more forgiving, a little bit more offset to get the ball up in the air and straight and things like that. So I'm enjoying this trend of that sort of addition to the lineups that seem to be more and more consistent now.
And it's interesting to me how long it took to get here. If you look at vintage golf gear, we talk about this on the show every now and then, the only blade, I've led you to that one already. The only club offered is a blade. Now, you have to be, the pros don't all use blades. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, that was the only thing you could go get. Then it started to get you could go get that, or you can go get something like kind of forgiving, but still really, you better be pretty good. Then it went to super forgiving, gross. I don't want to play that. Right. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's not a bad option.
Yeah.
Or back to those little baby blades that no one can play. You and I are great candidates of we're kind of somewhere right in the middle. We're pretty good where we don't need 36 handicap clubs.
Right.
But I don't know if you knew this. We're not flirting with the tour anytime soon. So
also right.
Neither of our game. I'm not saying you and I can't hit the most difficult clubs to hit in the world ever, but definitely not how we're optimizing our game. So now, and I'm sure it's an evolution of technology to manufacture this stuff, a whole bunch of things. But now it's nice to be like, look, I am a 10 handicap. I can play a little bit. I can put up a 75 one day and 106 the next day. If everything falls into place either direction, give me something that fits that. So I think you're right. It's really nice. And it's benefited me a lot where I go and say, hey, insert person at this company, like, I'm not bad, but I'm struggling with this thing. And they go, well, especially when you think of like golf shafts now, they're like, well,
yeah, you've opened me up to the whole world of golf shafts, which is just, yeah.
Right. This thing's a little bit different and it sounds like it'd fit this need for you. And I know you like to look at the smooth, compact, sexy golf club, but like you just don't launch it well enough.
Right.
You need a little more launch. Here, try this regular Radspeed. And oh man, what do you know? I'm pounding the thing.
Right.
And it's easy. So yeah, I think that's a great point. And it's in a lot of ways, it's overcomplicated the golf club purchasing world. And, I think of all the comments where someone's like, I don't live anywhere I have to order everything where I can get stuff fit. And I feel bad because I know they go to all these websites and forums looking for that education and guidance, but it's a great example of there's so much out there and really in a very good way. Like you have to hit it. You have to test it. And
yeah.
I don't want to give someone bad advice and be like, oh yeah, this will do that for you. And then have them, as well as anybody, for whatever reason in your hands, a certain equipment setup just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It's something about your unique swing, how you feel it, whatever. So it's like, I am giving you more guidance by telling you I don't have an answer for you and you need to test, maybe get fit. Like this is why.
Right.
So,
I think to your credit, you tell us what the clubs are supposed to do, what you've experienced, and then let the player kind of go from there. Take that knowledge and use it as you see fit.
I would like to apologize both to the partners we work with and the people who come to us looking for this guidance that I'm not giving you. Yeah, go ahead, buy this, do that.
Yeah, no, that's okay? Don't trust people. I'm just going to tell you right now, don't trust people that tell you that because don't trust people that do that. Straight up, man.
I respect that. All right, Chris. I think we said it. Go check out the review at driverangeheroes.com and talk more about the T-rails, which are really kind of neat. A play off of the innovative and historic Cobra baffler rails. Check that out. A lot of carbon fiber in the head because, of course, there is, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Cobra keeps bringing it, man. Cobra keeps bringing it these days. I feel like
they do. It's it's their equipment. I'll just say this: their equipment has held up. I think beaten out and going back quite a few generations, beaten out a lot of the other big names. And I don't remember what episode is the one thing with Rich. We got into the big debate about my Acura, and
that's right.
I'm like, the world's sleeping, man. If you aren't like taking Cobra clubs more seriously, you should.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, man. That was Gear Talk.
Hey, William.
Yo.
That was a good Gear Talk, man.
Hey. I hope Josh or Rando, whoever has it, is enjoying the Radspeed Fairway wood.
Right. Now, we're going to transition from some Gear Talk into one of my becoming fast favorite segments, which is Ask Andy. And so Andy he's building kind of a system for us, and as a terrible putter, I appreciate this. So if you go and watch a previous episode with the Ask Andy segment, he was doing a 6-ball putting drill. And it was doing a couple different things for us, right? It was that's a good idea.
Get a card up here. Yeah.
Card. Good call. That's a veteran YouTuber move right there.
I learned from the best.
Well done. So he did a 6-ball drill where you're putting from different distances. So you're practicing your distance control, but you're always working on pressure putting, like putting when you have to make it. So imagine you made 5 putts in a row, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot. Now you have to make that 6-foot putt.
Yeah.
And there's some new pressure on you. So he's expanded that now into what he calls the 10-ball drill. Mm-hmm. So let's go and throw it to Andy Gorman for Ask Andy, and he's going to tell us all about the 10-ball drill.
Let's do it.
Hi, it's Andy, and we're back with the Ask Andy series, and it's another drill for putting, but guess what? These drills are what lowers your score. So the reason for sharing with you these drills is purely and simply because I'm here to help you lower your scores. This drill for me is one of the great tests, right? It's 10 balls, it puts you under pressure. Why does it put you under pressure? Well, if you miss one of them, you start again. If you leave it short, that's a miss, you start again. If you hit the wall, you start again. Ultimately, the wall is set up at 1 club length behind the hole. So, you know, I put tees in the ground, or stick, hit stick, you've hit it too far. It's as simple as that. If it comes up short, you start again. Why? Because I'm trying to emphasize the need to hole these putts is as important as it is getting close. You have the perfect opportunity to hit the lowest score when you've got this club in your hand. Every single putt is makeable. And that's a mindset that I want you to try and sort of take on board. Practice like you mean to hole it. And then when you put yourself under some pressure, you'll be able to cope with the pressure out on the golf course. Really important that we practice according to how we want to play. Now, when I get the opportunity to do this, I'm a scratch golfer, okay? Plus handicap the last time I had one. Ultimately, for me, this is all about what score out of 10. In fact, I don't even get a score out of 10. I get 10 balls must end up in the 1 club window behind the hole. It doesn't matter whether it's 20 feet, 25, 50, 30, 40. I measure it off. I do some different distances. I do different breaks, uphill and downhill, as part of my routine. If I play in a tournament, I'm going to be doing this for hours, over the first couple of days to get my pace control on the greens. 10 balls must end up inside the window if they're not inside the hole. If it's short, you start again. And it's called the walk of shame. The caddy might tell me that it's short, but I'm the one that's going to collect the golf balls to start the drill all over again. It's not down to me as the coach to be rolling the ball back, or the caddy rolling the ball back. You go and get them yourself. It's the walk of shame. But crucially, what we're here to do is to get good distance control. But on top of good distance control, that's the byproduct. I want you to think about holing these putts. There's no reason why you can't hole a putt from 25 feet. Right? So with good method, good principles, we can get good roll on the ball. So here we go with the drill. Good pace control, it's a great putt. And I'd be more than happy to go and face a putt like this on the first green, a couple of good shots, maybe not a couple of good shots. I mean, maybe a second shot that should have been a lot closer. A couple of shots into this range, you've got to feel like you can hold the putt. Again, good distance control, top side of the hole as well, pro side and all that. I may go through a routine, there you go, nice little, not my best putt, I'll be perfectly honest with you, missed the sweet spot slightly, but got good pace control and good start line on that. So I may go through the routine of lining the ball up each time. Focus is crucial. Good pace control. And that's what this drill is all about. So it's, it's all just purely and simply, have I got good control over the speed of the putter to control the speed of the ball on its way to the hole? May have gone in. Took an assist, it quite well lipped out, to be fair. So there's a little bit of break on the putt, so I'm allowing for that, as you can see. Now the pressure starts to mount. I've completed 8. I want to get that 9 and 10 in. I also want to hold it. If I can see that golf ball going in, that's the first one that's finished on the low side. Notice now what I've just said there. I've now identified a low side putt. It's not a bad putt by any means. And it's always nice to finish with one that's possibly gone in. But the idea there is to get 10 balls to finish inside the 1 club window behind the hole. If it doesn't go in, my mindset is hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm not bothered about the one coming back. That's why I can work off a 1 club length window. If you're not comfortable with your 1 club window, and you find you're more comfortable with a 2-foot putt than a 3-foot, then you might have to shorten your window. That said, this gets much more difficult. I've hit a couple of putts there, possibly 3 putts there, that are finished into the grip of a 3-foot putter. Okay, so that's that's the 2-foot window. So you've got to get yourself, to a comfort zone that, you only allowing. I'm not allowing you any longer than a club length. Of course, if you're 6'5" and using a 38-inch putter, then there's a good reason to use a 38-inch putter, right? Because not just because you're 6'5", because this drill becomes easier. You get 4 inches more to work with. However, there's a good reason for you to use a longer putter, not just because it's going to help you back. So when we're looking at these drills here, we're looking to achieve a couple of things. Number one, the mindset first and foremost, I can hold this. Every putt is achievable, every putt is makeable. Secondly, they must get to the hole. So I'm focusing on getting the ball to the hole all the time, but I'm setting myself up, almost subliminally, this is what I'm trying to do every time I get out on the course. I'm not happy if I leave a putt short because I feel like I've got a chance to make it. If I leave it short, it's got no chance of going in. So that's why we do this drill. And then when we get into 8, 9, 10, the putts start to get a little bit of extra pressure, meaningful, practice, and that's what gets us to lower our scores. I guarantee, if you can improve your distance control, you're going to lower your scores on the course. So that's why we would go ahead and practice it. And don't worry, if the greens are a little bumpy, well, if the practice green's bumpy, the chances are the greens on the golf course are too. And you better get out and practice on the putting green to get used to that as well. The skill still applies. 10 balls in there. Now, here's a bit of creative license though. I always say that as a single figure golfer, you should be able to get the 10 balls inside here quite nicely. If you're above a single figure golfer, then ultimately for me, I would expect you to be able to give me a decent amount of balls out of 10. Now, I think if you're a 10 to, teen handicap golfer, so under 20, but the 10 to teen handicap golfer, you should be getting more than 5. So it's going to be a 6 and above out of 10 for you to consider this to be a pass. But I want you to get under pressure. I want you to try and hit your personal best. I want you to try and get 10 out of 10, every single time you go out and practice it. To start with, go with the baby step approach to start with. If you're 20 handicap and above, give me your best number out of 10. So I'm not putting you under any pressure, just get as many balls out of 10 as possible. What I would say though, is that, at some point you've got to judge. If they're coming up a long way short, if you've got a 1 club window short, I'm not really interested in short. You start all over again if you keep leaving them short. You knock a couple past the hole, past that 1 club length, past the hole, have half a chance of going in. So for me, if it's coming up short, it's a fail. If it's going past and a little bit past, so if it hit the wall a couple of times, then I would let you off with that. 8 out of 10 that have gone past the hole is a great place to be if the other 2 have gone past the hole as well. So, give that a try. Mix it up, find what works for you, but ultimately it's all about distance control. So it is about getting to a point where you are as good as you can be out of 10 every single time. Nowadays, I'd say I probably complete this task about 80% of the time. So, you put the work in, you can get there, and that's from every distance as well. And I probably practice up to about 45, 50 feet when I'm playing, getting ready for tournaments. So if you put yourself under pressure, you can get into a good mindset out on the golf course as well. I'll catch up with you next time.
All right. Hey, that Ask Andy segment, another good one. And I want to be honest real quick. A lot of these videos we've been using and not like out of, well, he's making them for this. We're like, hey, Andy, you got any tips for stuff? I want to remind people, Andy's been in our life now for well over a year. So
it's true, man. It's very true. It's really true.
I have gone to Andy for work. All facets of my golf game. So I like that 10 ball drill. Unfortunately, I don't have a wonderful indoor studio like he does to do all the drills. So I do practice it outside when I get a chance, but great video. And I want to remind everybody, as Andy stated quite a while ago at this point, tell him when you sign up for lessons with him, AndyGormanGolf.com. I think it's at Andy Gorman Golf.
Yes.
On the social medias.
Correct.
Let him know you watched our video and he will give you, what did he say for the discount?
20% off.
20% off.
20% off. And if you want just a free tip, if you ask a question to Andy in the comments, we will forward those to him and he will make a video just for you for the show. And Andy, God bless him, he's like super into this. Like Bill was saying, he's going to do some outdoor stuff that's going to be very unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he's like,
for it. Can you do this? Can you do this one?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot more to come. So definitely ask Andy any kind of question around. It doesn't have to be putting or short game, but it can be anything. So just ask.
And real quick, while we're on the subject, I don't know what it takes. Hesitations and stuff. I get it, guys. I feel like for someone to fix my golf swing, they need to be there with me. I need to be able to discuss like feels, this, that, whatever.
Right.
I can't. I mean, Chris has seen it playing. He's a witness to it. The only instructor I have done anything with for the last year and change, year and a half, I'll say year and a half because it does predate COVID, has been a guy who lives 6 hours ahead of me in a different time zone. Right. 4,500 miles away. And he has addressed so many faults and literally fixed these things remotely with cell phone videos and like Dropbox and making fun of me like on a Zoom call with him, and it's like, oh, now it all makes sense. So
right. He's called you out on Instagram videos too, which I always enjoy.
Yeah, right. So if you're watching this, if you're thinking like, oh, but it's just remote, it's not going to do it for me. I can't vouch for it enough. It's worth every penny. They do say penny in England too, so it applies. It's worth every penny. I'm telling you, and especially with that discount he's generously offering here, like it's real nice too because you don't have to really commit to it and not know what you're getting into. You sign up with him, tell him what you're having a hard time with. He gives you some tips, asks you for a few videos. You go and do it whenever you can. You send it to him. He works with you again whenever you can. Get back to it. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. This guy can, I'm telling you, or who you are, he can fix your golf game. Check him out. That's all I can say.
Yep.
All right, Chris.
Great coach. Great coach. Even better human. Andy Gorman.
It is true, by the way. And he's now coaching out of an Alistair McKenzie original golf course in the United Kingdom.
That may get us some views on its own. He's going to be like doing tips on this historic golf course. Like,
we're going to have him on one day and just call this like a, that course video and just see what happens.
Right.
It'll have like a 1 minute engagement, but
right.
All right. Hey,
okay.
Good show today. Episode 67. Chris, what's going on with golf origin stories right now? And by the look of what I have here, it might even be where they ask you what's going on with golf origin stories this month.
Yes. So a very fun month for me. I'm going back to my roots, to the original days of the podcast where I couldn't get anyone but my friends to come on the show. So because it wasn't established yet and I couldn't get anyone. So
it's really nice of your very good friends to be supportive and to come onto your show and accept your invitations too. That's real nice of them all.
It's true. It's true.
This is awkward.
Anyways, so this month is Listener Appreciation Month / Twitter Friend Appreciation Month. So all of the guests this month, I've already recorded 3 of them. Are like my Twitter pals, or they're fans of the show, listeners of the show, and we've interacted, and I've come to really appreciate and enjoy their contribution to kind of golf Twitter and my little golf circle. And so we're going to have him on, and we're just going to hang out. There's one episode this month where a buddy plays us some songs and on an acoustic, and it's great. I just talked tonight with a pal that I played Mammoth Dunes with. So it's been a lot of fun for me.
Please tell me you don't get your acoustic out and jam with that guy.
No, I don't. It was his thing, man. I didn't want to get in the way.
Good. I didn't want to have to accuse you of being insufferable.
No.
Okay.
This was him kind of stealing the show.
Okay. I can live with that, I think.
And he played a Radiohead song to boot.
Well, done deal.
Yeah, it was good.
The rest of the month is canceled. That's the episode.
What is on drivingrangeheroes.com this week?
This, if all goes according to plan, this comes out Thursday.
Correct.
So this week, the Cobra King, the Cobra King Radspeed Fairway wood was a week before as part of Chris's dealer's choice. So the review's out. Check that out. Sticking with the Cobra. Well, that's a new one. We did not need it added to our lexicon, and it will be.
Nope, but it's there forever now.
With YouTube Edge. Oh boy. Oh God. So bad. Sticking into with the Cobra Puma golf family, we have the Pro Adapt Delta shoe review.
Ooh, those shoes, you posted a picture of them today, right? On Instagram?
Yep.
Holy God, those shoes are gorgeous, man.
So
whoa.
There's a tough time happening in the golf world right now where I feel like brands are trying to be modern and contemporary with their golf shoes. Cause not everybody's into the whole sneaker look and spikeless, whatever. They're like, I just like a good classic, smooth line, traditional leather golf shoe. That said, I don't know about you. I don't love wearing classic leather golf shoes that cut up your Achilles. No matter, you could be wearing like, seven pairs of like thermal camping socks and still does it. And, there's a lot of advantages to new materials and modern technology. So I think finding that contemporary style and material construction blend and giving it a classic traditional look isn't that easy. And I have to tell you, if you are into that traditional golf look, I'm not sure there's anybody blending that better than Puma in golf shoes.
Yeah.
And typically there's two shoes out every year. There's soft shoe and then the leather shoe, the leather one being Ricky, the soft shoe. I think he wears them too, but it's usually the leather shoes and the other one being Bryson and what have you. So
yeah.
I really liked them. Check out the review. I'll tell you a little bit more about them. A weird feature ends up being what catches my eye in it. And I don't know how well it comes out when we write about it. And maybe it's why I should have talked about it on the show. But if you told me when that box showed up, this would be the thing that made me go, holy crap, this is awesome. It's not anything you'd expect. It's a weird one. So check that out. We also have a piece of technology. John is reviewing the Garmin S12 GPS watch. This is supposed to be their like more value friendly option. So if you're going there looking for, and I forgot how he phrased it in the review, but looking for that like space age gadget, it's not the full vibrant color HD, crazy watch. It's not supposed to be, but it's also more affordable. As you know, Garmin is one of the world leaders in GPS technology in general.
Yeah.
So it might be a good value if that's something you want to get into. But last but not least on the site, Wednesday release, Mother's Day gift guide. It's the 2021 Mother's Day gift guide. Now, here's the twist on it. Every year, right? I always call it, I'm not going to go that deep. Every year, there's an obligation if you have a golf media outlet to do holiday gift guides, Father's Day gift guides, Mother's Day gift guides. Fine. It's fine. I write them. Actually, I think last year COVID was a thing. I don't know if you knew that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even know what I'm doing for I don't care. So I just regurgitated the previous year's Mother's Day gift guide. I will also say, I'm not saying nobody, but I don't really feel like, actually my Mother's Day gift guide that previous year wasn't really a gift guide. I linked to it in this year's. You can read it. My wife is not
My wife
does not want golf stuff at all. So why do I need to create and I talked to my mom. She's like, I don't want golf stuff. And I talked to other female friends in our neighborhood, like, I don't want golf stuff. And I'm like, you know what? All of us golf dorks, that's all we think about.
Right.
Do you know what would be really helpful? Hey, Chris, stop thinking about golf stuff. Get your head out of the golf gutter. Get your wife, your mom, whoever you need to for Mother's Day a gift they'll really appreciate. So what I did, I hit up some valuable, inspiring women in my life, and I asked them, if I were to get you a Mother's Day gift that you actually want, you'll actually use, you'll actually enjoy, what would it be? And I got some results. So I created a real Mother's Day gift guide. Hey, you need help picking out a Mother's Day present?
I love it, man. It's awesome.
There you go. There's all sorts of options. So if you're going there looking for golf content, the whole point of this gift guide, and I say it, you'll read it. Stop it. Just get your mom a nice Mother's Day present she'll enjoy and appreciate. Right. And if you have to get it for your wife on behalf of your kids, same thing. Just get them a good Mother's Day present. Just leave golf behind for a day. Dare I say it? Leave golf behind for the weekend. You're probably making your wife a golf widow enough as it is. 51 other weekends a year. Let her have a weekend. You know, God forbid. And really, if you're being a good son, husband, whatever, you should probably do it more than once a week, a year. Right. Like, relax on the golf a little bit, okay? So that's, hopefully this gift guide will help that.
That's awesome. Will all the links be available that I can put into the description for this episode?
You know what? I think they can be.
Awesome. All the links are in the description, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful. Don't forget about the contest. The 500 contest. Sign.
The day that we hit 500 is the day we do the drawing. So just do it now.
Do it, right? I did the thing on the screen that you always put in there. Yep. Do it now. Okay?
It's funny. I was going to change that thing. This is the subscribe graphic, but I thought it's so inherent to our show now. Like, I don't want to change it.
Our show will be like severely evolved. We'll be getting our 100,000 plaque in the mail and being like, still really like an even lower degraded version because technology's evolved so much. Yeah. All right. Episode 67, almost said 66 again. Episode 67 of that Range Life show is sometimes about golf. Chris McEwen, go listen to Listener Appreciation Month at Golf Origin Stories Podcasts. Everywhere podcasts are sold. You can find my stuff over at driverangeheroes.com. I would say everywhere golf posts are sold, but that's not true. Check it out. Read some of the stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, all right? Until next week. Chris, you have a good one. Everybody else, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.